La la la, la la la, la la la. Happy tree. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Happy Tree Oracle, and today is, you guessed it, Happy Tree Tuesday. Hello, hello. Just a friendly reminder that for those of you who previously came to this channel for my channeled messages and my monthly energy reports, they are now all on my new channel, which I will put down there. And that is just at I Am Little Fawn. And that way this space can be dedicated to, you know, that guy and the Happy Tree Oracle. I even have this t-shirt. I know I've spoken before about how I have a lot of like dead t-shirts, but when they're your faves, you just keep them until they fall off of your body, and this is one of them. See his face? His face is all blurred out. It looks scary now from being washed so much, but it's the No Mistakes, Happy Accidents Bob Ross. So I need a new Bob Ross t-shirt is what I'm saying, but this one's still my fave. Right up there with Catzilla, right up there. Okay, so this week, the message from the Ross boss is, son of a gun, that's a pretty nice tree for being done that quick. And it's interesting because the whole week, I feel like every card has had water. There's been the icy lake, there's been the then thawed out beautiful lake, and then that was like right in front of us, like, okay, now we can cross it because everything is moving again, we're in flow. And then the final one, the trees were in front of it. It's almost like we got to the other side of it last week. So this week, the imagery, as you can see, there's no water at all, just the path. So here we are, we're moving. We've moved through that transition, and we're headed down the right path again. The beautiful mountains in the foreground, in the background. Are we looking at the mountains? Are we moving away from them, having just come from them? Or are we moving towards them to lift to greater heights? That's something only you know based on where you are. That's what's so cool about using cards as kind of talismans and gateways into your deep inner wisdom, because different people will see different things, and they will trigger kind of responses and feelings in your own mind and heart that could be completely different from someone else looking at the same image. The correlation is the Queen of Hearts, which is the Queen of Cups, and she is the most intuitive queen. She's very, very close in energy to that High Priestess energy. So but the card itself actually came in upside down. So again, and I feel like it has been a theme kind of this month, we aren't going to get our answers from outside confirmation. So we have to go within. We have to use our intuition. We have to tap in to the feeling sense, where we can, it's like, you know, when you walk into a room and you know immediately if it feels good or doesn't feel good, or someone can walk into a room and you can be like, whoa, that just changed the energy of the whole room in a beautiful way, or oh my God, like what just happened here? Those are the kinds of feelings that we want to start paying attention to, especially as we begin to navigate the early stages for some of this new earth template and widening timeline. So and the message, like the words themselves, son of a gun, that's a pretty nice tree for being done that quick. We don't have to spend, we're in fast times, right? Everything feels like it's very much sped up, and just faster and faster in terms of advances, in terms of like the densely packed growth that's in these small spaces that somehow are bigger than that, because things are just ramping up and moving faster and faster as we continue, because we're evolving at that rate. Our frequencies are shifting at that rate. So it's like everything that's still very dense and very third dimensional doing its best to catch up. Some of it won't, and that's okay. But ultimately, we are all headed towards this lifted and shifted frequency timeline that is rooted in love and togetherness and harmony and abundance. But the only path there is to handle your business in here. So you have to really make friends. And I know earlier this month it was about, you have to have the dark in order to show the light. So you've got to know your dark in order to love it back into the light. And when you do that, you create this pulse, you create this vibe, this emanation that will spark curiosity in others and encourage them to do the same thing. That glow of just self-knowing, self-awareness, rooted in ultimately self-love, will emanate out in a way that will start to reflect back to you and have others around you start to get curious and start to do the same from within them. And this is how the path widens. But the kicker is, where before everything took long, even energy work, when I was first learning how to do it, it was like, well, you're going to do these karmic clearings and cord cuttings, and you're going to be in meditation for like 2-3 hours. And we don't really have to do that anymore. I mean, energy work is, it depends on who it is. It's dependent on the vibration of the person who is receiving the healing and doing the healing as to how quickly or how slowly it will move. And faster isn't better. But the message here is, it's not like you're trying to race, right? We've talked about it before. You're not going 0 to 100 only to snap back. But choice is your best ally at this time. And you can make a choice and stick to it. And that can be that. Especially when this is the most important part, when that choice is done from compassion and from love and from gratitude. And I know I referenced the Ho'oponopono prayer quite a bit, but when it is, when you're healing the energies within and relationally around you, and you're saying, I'm sorry for your suffering. I forgive you any action stemming from that suffering. I thank you for the lessons learned in your presence. And I love you simply for your being. And you're able to direct that out to whatever person or situation that was the cause of discordant frequencies or trauma or pain or whatever, and mean it, and then roll it right back into your own heart center for yourself as the creator of ultimately everything, every experience. That creates a powerful, and that's how you take those quantum leaps. Again, I think I told the story a couple weeks ago, last week, about working on the client, and there was a car accident outside in the middle of this like beautiful quantum healing meditation. But in our acceptance of it, we created silence, even though that's not what another frequency spectrum was doing outside of us. But because we made a choice, also in full acceptance of, that was how we were able to lift and shift in a way that sustained itself. So yeah, it's not about, well, it's going to take super long and the path is here, it's emerged. We're through the little transition that the early part of May was, and now we're able to take our first steps on the new path. So just take them. Get the overthinking out of it and move into that Queen of Cups. Remember that you are a very wise, very knowing, very powerful creator inside of you, because we were all born of Source, and therefore we're extensions of. And that means we have that power of pure potential and creation within us. So it's just up to us to choose to wield it from a place of and as the frequency of love. So that is where we will leave you this week. Enjoy this last week of May, and I will